edrychwch allan am eich gilydd.
Try to stay positive.
A little message or a little phone call can go a long way.
Don't keep your feelings to yourself.
Cefnogi ein gilydd.
Try and stick to your daily routine, even if you're at home.
Try to stay active.
Keep yourself occupied with things you enjoy doing at home.
Eat well and stay hydrated.
Keep talking to your teammates.
Because together,
We are stronger.
Gorau chwarae.
Cyd chwarae.
I think this campaign more than any other is more exciting. We feel we have a great chance. We have a team that's been together for a while. We have a lot of confidence, and obviously the more teams can qualify now. So yeah, it gives us a lot of confidence going in, and when we hope we can take with both hands.
It's a great opportunity for us to to show what we can do and how far we've come on over the last few years, and this is going to be one of the best opportunities we're going to ever have qualifying. So there is a belief here, and we're all looking forward to that.
So Ashley Williams goes back with a little smile at his opposite number. Both captains wearing 6. The Wales players link arms now in front of a Welsh flag, and we await the Welsh national anthem, Helad Van Hadau. The 12 to 1500 Welsh fans in terrific voice here in Andorra. La Vella. Now the Andorran national anthem. That's the Andorran national anthem as the teams shake hands with each other. I can say to Wrexham fans, if you want to hear Bristol Rovers against Wrexham, go to the BBC Sport Wales home website and follow the links to that conference encounter. And on Radio Wales, there is full uninterrupted coverage of Andorra against Wales, the very first meeting of these two teams. I'll give you the Welsh side. Wayne Hennessy in goal, and then across the back Chris Gunter, James Chester of Hull City making his competitive debut, Ashley Williams the captain, and Ben Davies at left back. Then in the midfield, Neil Taylor on the left, the star man Gareth Bale on the right, Andy King, Joe Allen and Aaron Ramsey will play just in behind Simon Church. On the bench for Wales, Owain Vaughan-Williams, Glenn Leatheran, Paul Dummett, George Williams, Danny Gabidon, David Vaughan, Declan John, Joe Ledley, who's had his injury problems, Tom Lawrence, Johnny Williams, Emmett Hughes, and Reading's Jake Taylor. The Andorra side has Paul in goal, across the back Rubio, Lima, Garcia and Manero, Ayala, Lorenzo, FAWales and Martinez in midfield. Pepe will play just in behind Gabriel Riera. And much has been spoken about the pitch, and what we do know we will see is every time somebody puts a foot down, there'll be a little puff of black dust. It's actually rubber shredding, which they put down to slow down this plastic pitch. The very first time this game is being played on a plastic pitch, the very first time this pitch has been used. The referee is Slavko Vincic of Slovenia. It's Andorra to kick off, playing in largely red strip with blue flashes on the sleeves on the side of their shorts, bit of yellow in there as well. Wales are in all white, their fans packed behind them. So near yet so far. Wales's quest for a place in France 2016 starts here in Andorra, less than half an hour away from the French border.
Well, it's a three-man midfield, I think, of some sort, Rob.
And Ben Davies is already in action, left side.
It looks like Chris Gunter's pushing right on the right-hand side. Gareth Bale playing up front. It looks to me as if they're playing with three centre-backs more.
And every time the ball bounces, there's that black puff of what looks like dust from here, but they're tiny pellets of rubber. But Ramsey looks on the right-hand side, finds Gunter into the penalty area, and it was a low drive which went straight to goalkeeper Ferran Paul.
Tell you what, doesn't look the tallest, the keeper, but he's taken that very comfortably. I mean, it's straight at him, but he's still taking it. Interesting lineup. Joe Allen sitting either side of him, King and Ramsey. Playing a little bit lopsided, asking maybe Chris Gunter to actually advance as much as he can. Still playing with a back four. But he's right pushed on the right-hand side. Simon Church up front, and Gareth Bale, as I was hoping, having a little bit of a free roll off him.
And you asked Kevin just before the game, when did Bale and Ramsey last play together? They played together in the win over Scotland in the World Cup campaign. In fact, the last twice they played together have been victories over Scotland. You're listening to Radio Wales Sport, the start of Euro 2016 qualifiers. Wales high in the Pyrenees here in Andorra. Andorra la Vella, the capital of Andorra. Touch for James Chester. The Hull City defender leaves it to Ashley Williams. Spreads her out to the left-hand side, looking for his Swansea teammate Taylor, who's far advanced. Ball played forward, only as far as Ben Davies, 10 yards inside the Andorra half. Wales playing from right to left, but Taylor dwells on the ball, and it's held up on this near touchline. Almost like a training ground, this pitch. There are no fans on the opposite side to us, other than those in the flats opposite.
What a great view they've got.
They have got a fantastic view. Ball bounce awkwardly then for Taylor on halfway, but Ramsey's there to win a throw-in.
Different thing with Neil Taylor is that he's up against the fullback and not a winger, so he's going to get closed down a lot quicker.
Ramsey chips the ball over the top. It holds up on the turf. Church gets there to the byline, tries to play it back. Taylor's just beaten to it, but it's cleared up for a throw-in. 2.5 minutes gone, no goals.
Oh, he's not seen that. That was a...
No, it took a touch, didn't it, off Taylor, I think.
The thing is, Rob, that Taylor's being closed down really quick, something that maybe he's not used to. But the thing is, as the game goes on, that closing down won't be as intense.
Andorra have never won a European Championship qualifier.
And you can see why Lima's got the most goals. He's actually the tallest lad on the pitch. You know, he's a good 6'4", 5".
Touch back from Church.
We started off with a good tempo, which is a good sign, Rob.
They have started quickly. King is on the ball, now a Premiership player with Leicester City, of course.
Oh, a little bit of a argy-bargy on the far side. Chris Gunter, and I think it's there. Martinez.
Bale, ball inside to Ramsey, lovely back heel to Bale. Bale chips it forward outside of his left foot to Church. Church keeps it in on the byline. And, well, actually didn't keep it in. He almost got there.
Yeah, the old AstroTurf, Rob. that would run away from you. It's actually when it's bouncing, it's checking.
So is this better for the players?
It's better for us. He's not running on. We can hit balls in behind, like we have done on just 2 occasions. Simon Church running, and as you can see, he's actually getting there. You know, on other AstroTurf, that would run through.
Well, yesterday Chris Coleman was hinting heavily about Gareth Bale playing up front. I wonder whether just the training session on this pitch last night showed that the ball was holding up, and therefore someone with the pace of Church could make the most of the balls forward.
Yeah, I think the other thing as well is, Rob, that it's you know, might just change your system.
Oh, poor ball from Chester, presents it to Riera. Riera on the ball again, out to the left-hand side to Christian Martinez, the last goal scorer for Andorra 4 years ago, that was, against the Republic of Ireland. Chester, though, atones for his error, knocks the ball out against a fence opposite. There's about 12 foot of concrete and then a high fence to stop the ball going out into the gardens opposite, or the grounds of the high-rise flats.
Here's Lima going, so they've got a long throw, and Lima's up from the centre-back position.
He is.
So this is where they could be a danger.
Throw into the box. Lima gets the header on, and Andorra player goes down in the box.
What's happening
What's
here?
happening here? Oh, it's a penalty! It's a penalty to Andorra. The Wales players are stunned. I think the referee...
The linesman's given it.
The linesman has given it.
Well, that's Neil Taylor. There was a little bit of hands-on. He's actually deemed it to be a foul. That is weird. It's a weird decision, but... oh, well.
Well, this is a shock.
And it looks like...
Andorra have a penalty in the 6th minute. And it's Ildefons Lima who's stepping up to take it. The big defender. This is not going to plan for Wales so early. He's facing the Wales fans as well. Lima steps up, shoots. Andorra have scored against Wales after just 6 minutes from the penalty spot. Oh, what a shock here in the Pyrenees. The whole Andorra team, bar the goalkeeper, smother their captain. He'll never score a more famous goal. And Andorra, who've never won a European Championship game, have made it 1-0.
Well, the question is it a penalty or not? Nevertheless, now, this is where we've got to really change it. Mentality has got to be really, really good. Don't panic. That's the one thing. Don't panic. Keep it playing. Forget about it.
Well, you can't blame the pitch for that.
Well, the thing is, I'm just thinking about, you know, Wayne Hennessy. Have they ever had a penalty? Is there any way you can actually study which way he's going to take it if they've never had a penalty in international football?
Absolutely, yeah. And a little nudge on the far side by Andy King, who showed his frustration at that decision, which stunned everyone.
Well, it stunned everybody, but it's actually come from the mistake by James Chesters, hasn't he? Given the ball away cheaply in the midfield area. They get in a position where they've taken a long throw in. I did say that's where they could be dangerous with Lima going up for set pieces. They've scored the goals from this, and that's what's led to the penalty kick.
So much expectation and optimism after 7.5 minutes here in the Pyrenees. It's Andorra 1, Wales 0. Ildefons Lima from the penalty spot, the 34-year-old in his 87th international appearance, has got 8 goals now. And he may never score a more important goal, but now we'll just see the character of this Wales side. Oh, and a little snap by Edu Pepe on the heels of the ankles of Aaron Ramsey.
Rob, you can't blame him. He's taken too long on the ball as Aaron Ramsey. Look how deep he is. We need him in the forward position.
Davis now chips the ball forward, looking for Taylor down the left-hand side. Headed away, though, by Rubio. On the ball now is Lorenzo. Rubio forward once more. Little touch inside. They're gaining confidence until Ashley Williams steps in on halfway. But they really got something to hold on to now, Andorra. There's an awful long way to go. It's not panic stations yet, but this is not the start anybody in Wales had any thoughts about. It's Andorra 1, Wales 0 on BBC Radio Wales. 8.5 minutes gone, and if it stays like this, it will go down as one of the greatest shocks in world football.
Well, they've upped the game as well as Andorra. It's set us back a little bit. And like you said, I think Aaron's just playing a little bit too deep for me, picking the ball up and trying to pull strings very, very deep rather than being a little bit further advanced. Leave that to the likes of maybe Ashley Williams to come out and Ben Davies.
I've already seen on social media the first call for Chris Coleman out. 9 minutes into the European qualifying campaign. Bale. Time to come to the party now, boys. Ball into the Wales half.
Don't try and win it on your own. That's all I'd say to Bale and Ramsey. You know, there's 9 other players on the pitch.
This is Bale, tried to flick it through. Again, the outside of his left foot. Picked up deep by Joe Allen, just outside the centre circle. Ramsey on the right side of the midfield, clips it forward, but poor ball by the Arsenal player. FA Cup winner now, of course, and goal scorer in the final. Andorra 1, Wales 0. Do not adjust your sets. You did hear correctly. But there's only 10 minutes gone. Chris Coleman stood opposite in his suit and his FAW tie as Davis moves forward in midfield, looks for Simon Church. Will Church keep it in on the byline? He is just inside the penalty area, laid it back. Strong challenge by FAWales.
I don't think it was a strong challenge.
King.
I think it was an absolute fantastic challenge from him.
The Welsh fans at the opposite end wanted a penalty, which has given Andorra the lead. The first time they scored a goal in nearly 4 years. Their last one was against the Republic of Ireland. They've never won a European tie, and they're leading 1-0 here on the home of Welsh Sport. Davis now on halfway, wide to his former Swansea teammate Taylor. 3 centre-backs for Wales tonight. The middle one is Ashley Williams, the captain. Hits the ball out to the left side. Taylor went for it, but the goalkeeper, Ferran Paul, earning his 11th cap, just watch it go up for a goal kick.
For me, I think we've got to have the option down this left-hand side. Neil Taylor may be making runs inside, Ben Davies attacking down this left-hand side. He's playing more defensively than he is than he usually does.
Allen with the header in midfield. Bale tried to head it right. Now he chips it out to Gunter. Lovely ball to Ramsey. Back to Gunter near the edge of the penalty area. But he shrugged off possession. Can Wales win it back? They do with Ashley Williams, but it's inside the centre circle. Plays it short. King goes back to the midfield to chip it out to Taylor. Taylor inside to Bale, out on the left-hand side near the corner flag. And there was a scything challenge on Bale. Then he's caught a second time. That was Jordi Rubio.
One wasn't going to get him, the other one was going to get him, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was
I think Ayala and Rubio teaming up. First opportunity really with a set piece. Can we get a good delivery in? Looks like Joe Allen going to be taking it in, swinging with his right foot.
12 minutes gone. 1-0 Andorra from the penalty spot. How will Wales reply? They've got a free kick. We've just seen the spray now. The magic spray, and it's the wall, the 2-man wall is about 2 yards from the left edge of the penalty area and about 3 yards from the byline. So everyone to Joe Allen's right as he takes this 3 yards in from the near touchline.
Tell you what, if King moves round to the back stick and he takes Martinez with him, the number 2 for them, Neil Taylor's got a strike at goal.
Neil Taylor's 10 yards outside the box. All the Wales players move towards the 6-yard box. And there's a shout for a corner, is it? No, it's a goal kick. The official behind the goal gave that, with James Chester claiming a corner. So 1-0 Andorra, 13 minutes gone. Kevin Ratcliffe.
Well, big setback. How do we react? You're looking for a reaction, and really that's the first opportunity we've put them under pressure. We've had runs down the side and balls pulled back, but nobody there.
Well, they've conceded 10 times as many goals as they've scored in their international history, Andorra. So all is not lost. And there was a...
I think the referee's got to take his notebook out here. What you'll find is that we'll make one challenge, and the first challenge by us, and we'll get booked.
That was Mark Valles being spoken to. He's
Valles. There's Pepe.
Yeah.
And Ayala, they've all made challenges and not been punished.
It's going to be a bit like a, no disrespect, the non-league side playing maybe a championship side, Premier League side.
Yeah. And just notice that Aaron Ramsey's finding it difficult to play long balls, and that sometimes does throw that situation up to you. It's very difficult. The ball's better to be hit when it's running.
Oh, what a start to this European campaign. And not the one we expected. Wales trailing 1-0. Bale tries to thread it through to Church on the edge of the penalty area. Cleared away.
Ball from Ramsey was...
Davis tries to win it in midfield, and he wins it strongly. Taylor tries to hook it around Rubio. Left-hand side. Wins it back, does Taylor. Joe Allen in support. Taylor back to Davis, now of Spurs. Left-footed pass across the centre of the pitch to Chester, the Hull City defender. Ramsey's dropped back to the centre circle, holds it up again, wants a runner for him really, nothing much on, so goes square to Williams, the captain. Big job for him now. Finds Taylor with a precise pass, wide on the left-hand side, level with the penalty area. Bale now, just almost shrugged off it.
It's a bad
and
ball.
It's one back, and that's a poor...
It's a poor ball by Neil Taylor playing him. He used to use him as a dummy and play it inside to Joe Allen.
Emil Garcia, that was, who cleared down the right side of his defence, but out for a throw-in, level with the penalty box. Wales trailing 1-0 to Andorra, ranked 199th in the world. Wrexham still goalless against Bristol Rovers, but an unbelievable scoreline here.
I think you've got to move Neil Taylor sometimes. Ben Davis has. Good ball.
This is Bale now into the penalty area. Church picks it up, brings in Taylor, lays it back to Church, but they're outnumbered. Just taken off Church's foot as he tried to pull the trigger, and then there's a hurried clearance away by Rubio. But the Andorran fans, probably outnumbered by Wales, are getting behind their side, and why shouldn't they? Bale now, pass one on the left-hand side, puts the ball into the box, and as Gunda came in on the far side, he was just beaten to it by Manero, but Wales have their first corner. 16 minutes gone. Andorra 1, Wales 0.
Well, we're looking sharp, Rob. We are looking sharp. And as the game's going on, we're looking a little bit sharper as well. I just think that in the box we've got to take opportunities, and we're just taking the time a little bit too much there, Simon Church.
Joe Allen with this corner from the right-hand side. Chester, Davis and Williams are all up around the penalty spot. Allen crosses it from the right. Header over the bar by Bale.
Tell you what, great movement. And he's in front. I'm not too sure if it's Pepe there that's gone down for Andorra. But it's a great challenge by Gareth Bale. Not only with his feet, but with his head, his movement. Quality in as well.
Well, what a night this could be for Andorran football.
What a nightmare it could be for Welsh football.
What a nightmare for Welsh football, absolutely.
Well, it's early days yet. I mean, there's a long way to go.
No, but they've got something to hold on to now, Kevin, haven't they? And it just adds to their...
Well, they're enthusiastic anyway, aren't they?
And Holland were here not so long ago, and it was 0-0 at half-time, and it took two late goals for them to win.
Another long throw. This is where we conceded from. Exactly the same position on the opposite side of the pitch.
This time it's Josep Ayala.
And we never dealt with the long throw.
Ildefans Lima cock a hoop after his 8th goal for his country. He's taller than Ashley Williams. He must be 6'4", 6'5", and he finds it. And he plays it back out, and the ball is chipped in again, but well over the
that's
top
poor
of the crossbar.
defending, Rob. You know, he's got the ball to his feet. And somebody's got to be in front of Ashley Williams just to protect that ball into the feet to Lima. You know, who's a threat from set pieces. Look at the size of him.
He really is. Hennessy clears, poor clearance. And Chester tumbles in the grass or on the pitch. Martinez picks it up, crosses in, and Williams is there, and it's cleared away. And there was danger there.
Well, there's some players don't look comfortable on it, and James Chester's doesn't look comfortable on this AstroTurf. I mean, they nearly give a foul and nobody was near him.
The ball is down the Wales right. With Pepe, crosses in. Williams heads it out for Wales. but it's picked up on the right-hand side by Rubio. Rubio, deep cross again over the head of everybody. Gunter will pick it up on the right side. Martinez gets across there to cut down the space for him to play it forward, so he has to go square to Chester. It's 1-0 to Andorra. Ramsey, little back heel to Taylor. Again, it's intercepted, but at the expense of a Wales. So it's desperate that they get back on level terms as soon as possible. 19.5 minutes gone, and Wales trail 1-0. Davis on the ball, 5 yards inside his own half, slides it forward to Ramsey. Ramsey, immediately the space is cut down by Ayala.
He's trying to
not play a killer ball all the time, isn't he?
A 40-yard pass, yeah. Just play it easy, keep the ball moving.
They're playing with tempo, Wales.
They are, but Aaron trying to be the one that's going to fix it.
Allen knocks it out to the right side. Bale gives chase, but it's too strong for him. And even though the puff of dust or rubber comes up and it does slow the ball down, he was never going to get that. And it's still 1-0 to the home side.
I just got to settle it down, don't panic. And just wondering how we're set up here. We look as if we're setting up with 5 at the back and 3 in midfield when we're defending.
Davis tries to win the header in midfield. Allen plucks the ball out of the air, up to Ramsey. Again, the tenacious Joseph Ayala, 34-year-old bearded midfield player, plays for FC Andorra, and he was steamed in then. They've got to be brave tonight, Wales, and they've got to get back on terms as soon as possible. They trail 1-0. Taylor into Davis, across the centre circle to Chester, leaves it to Bale, who's deep. Wales need him forward. Gunter now has ambled forward down that right-hand side, nowhere to go. Every Andorran player in their red shirts are back inside their own half, defending oppressively. Oh, Bale got caught after the ball had gone. No foul, says the referee. Wales don't want to get frustrated.
Tell you what, James Chester's nearly got caught out then. It was a poor ball by the Andorran.
And Wales have a throw wide on their right-hand side, midway inside the Andorra half. And they'll be having parties in the flats opposite if it remains 1-0 to Andorra. Good crowd on the one balcony opposite, Kevin.
It is, isn't it? I wonder what they're charging a ticket.
Yeah. No tax, not in Andorra. This is Allen looking to get Wales back on an even keel. Davis keeps it in. Taylor breaks through the tackle now, heads towards the byline, can't get the crossover. 2 Andorran players got out there to defend the ball in. And now it's chipped forward. Williams comes across, plays it ahead to Davis. Bale is waiting. Bale with a header. 1-1. Gareth Bale comes to the rescue in the nick of time for Wales. His 13th goal, and an even keel is what Wales wanted, and they're back on level pegging. It's Andorra 1, Wales 1. Who else but Gareth Bale?
Hey, Rob. Who else but Gareth Bale? But what a great cross by Ben Davies. And that is the first time really he's got in a position that really he's looked to deliver. And when he's delivered, it's been a fantastic ball in. And Gareth Bale, I'll tell you what, that's 2 chances he's had with his head. It's not all about your feet.
Normal service has been resumed on BBC Radio Wales. It's Andorra 1, Wales 1, and the magic man Gareth Bale. This time it's not the fleet-footed Bale, it's the glancing head of the Real Madrid star who's put Wales back on terms and brought a bit of normality, bit of a semblance of respectability to a scoreline. Now Wales have to build on it, Kevin Ratcliffe.
Well, they certainly have to build on it, and I bet you Chris Coleman's heart rate has just dropped a little bit as well. It's taken 22 minutes for the goal to come. Obviously that shock of conceding the goal, normality now is resumed hopefully, and we can just get on with the game. I mean, we've looked sharp. You just don't take your foot off the gas, keep that tempo going.
1-1.
And it's now, how do the Andorrans react?
Bale has scored his 6th goal in this tournament, and there'll be no one more relieved than Chris Coleman. Taylor now chips it forward down the left side. Church speeds across there, and a sliding tackle by the other centre-back, Emil Garcia.
I'll tell you what, this is going to be interesting. Will it go back in?
Well, the flag,
there you go,
has been put in by Aaron Ramsey, and Wales have their 2nd corner. 24 minutes gone. Short, Ramsey again, lovely play, gets to the into the box, and it's blocked by FAWales, but he was all by himself until he ran into the
concentration level from the Andorrans are going a little bit.
Poor
so
them, wasn't it?
Yeah. And
they think about taking the corner short again. Joe Allen has gone across this near side, the Wales left, but Ramsey flights it in. Oh, and it was just above Chester, but it may be kept in on the far side by Andy King. No, it's gone out for a goal kick, but it's 1-1. Breathe more easily, if you will. Bale has come to the rescue again.
Well,
you said don't panic. I mean, I hate to compare you with Captain Mannering, but you did sound a bit like that at the start. But,
yeah, I mean, obviously for the younger listeners won't know who Captain Mannering is, but
Dad's Army,
and I've just about remembered. But Ashley Williams was trying to calm the lads down. He was the only one that really looks calm and cool and collective on the pitch, to be fair. I mean, he's head and shoulders there for me. I mean, his quality of passing at times is exceptional. Long distance, short distance. He's switched on.
Character building, they call it, don't they?
Yeah, I mean, he's
but the delight on Ben Davis. Oh, Joe Allen's been elbowed in the back of the neck.
He's been okay though, Joe.
By Ayala.
He's been just having a good part there.
He's moving the ball quickly, isn't he? He's not trying to be too ambitious.
No, he's the one that keeps things ticking over. Yeah.
Ramsey again, just inside the Andorran half. 1-1.
It's like 3 centre-backs were playing. Rob.
Chester plays the ball forward. Church tries to turn, but it bounces into the
straight ball, Rob.
Paul. Yeah,
straight ball. As a defender, you can't play straight ball, especially a centre-back.
Kit Simon stood in the distance, assistant to Chris Coleman. And he'll be relieved too. Ball hoisted forward into the Wales half by FAWales on halfway. Chester watches the ballooned bounce. Really did balloon up then.
And he's not quite comfortable, James Chesters, is he? I mean, obviously when you make a mistake like you did for the goal, then I think sometimes it plays on your mind and you don't want to take chances. Could have easily have had a shout off Chris Gunter just to head the ball back to him.
Welsh fans in better spirits now, but they're having to watch another Andorran long throw from which the 6-minute penalty arrived. Well, it's dealt with by Ben Davis. Ball into the box again, this time by Martinez. Cleared away by Ashley Williams. Church is up front by himself.
This lad doesn't stop running. Every time he plays, he does not stop running up front. Keep going. Don't foul. Don't foul. Well done.
27 cap tonight for Simon Church, who's only played 3 substitute appearances for his club Charlton this season. And it's a throw into Andorra. Jordi Rubio. Whatever happens here, they can celebrate their first goal for 4 years, but that's a lovely ball. Puts Lorenzo in near the Welsh penalty area. He's been driven out to this near side, the Andorra right.
That's poor defending from Wales.
And
very poor defending. Now he's got in there.
Well, Chester chased him out. Well, I think they've got a throw in, which Josep Ayala will take again, this time from the right hand side. And this time Lehmann has stayed back. It's not dealt with particularly well. Well, Williams does get it away, but
once
not
again,
too
it's that
cleverly.
man in front, Rob, that's got to be in. There's no man in front.
Elsewhere in the group, it's Bosnia 1, Cyprus 0, and in the conference, it's still Bristol Rovers 0, Wrexham 0. You can hear that game via the BBC Wales Sport website. You're listening to BBC Radio Wales. 29 minutes gone here in Andorra. And it's Andorra 1, Wales 1. Wales had a real shock to the system when Ildefons Lima tucked away a 6-minute penalty, but Gareth Bale has restored parity on 23 minutes with a glancing header from a sumptuous cross by Ben Davies. Ramsey now wide to Gunter on the right-hand side. Ramsey goes back to collect from his former Cardiff teammate, then chips it down the right side again. Ramsey goes, Gunter goes chasing after it. Wins a throw in which he takes quickly, looking for Ramsey. It's headed down to the Arsenal player, chips it over one Andorran, then leaves it to Joe Allen. Little touch from Church. I don't think Church was expecting it.
Well, that was so quick. I think the linesman got caught out, you know, didn't see the offside because it looked a mile off.
I don't think he was expecting it by any means.
This is a problem.
Chester just beaten in the air that time. Ball forward eludes Andy King.
Does look uncomfortable, Chester's on the surface. And so, I'm being funny, Rob, but this type of surface wouldn't have suited me. I wouldn't have liked to have played.
It's Ramsey now. Long ball looking for Bale, and it's perfect. Oh, Bale collects it on the edge of the box, loses it at the first attempt.
You know what I mean about your touch, Rob? It's completely different on this, and Bale that. So. Hold on, the referee will see what he's trying to do. Don't be blaming the player, our player.
It was Taylor who shoved at Rubio, only because Rubio had backheeled the ball away when he wanted to take a quick throw in. The referee is Slavko Vincic of Slovenia. Taylor will now take the throw, left-hand side level of the penalty area, into King. King lobs in the cross. Lima heads it away. Allen heads it into the box again, and Ramsey can't quite get there before the goalkeeper.
Quite quick, the keeper coming out, isn't he?
And he drop kicks it onto the head of Ashley Williams, but he directs the header back towards his own penalty area, and Chester back to Wayne Hennessy. No chance of the penalty. Really taken well by Lima, sent the Crystal Palace goalkeeper the wrong way. But Wales have recovered thanks to Gareth Bale. Any sort of win here will do them. Bosnia leading Cyprus 1-0 in the other game. Gunter wide on the right, alongside three centre-backs, Chester, Williams and Davis. Ramsey in midfield to Allen, touches it back to Chester, 3 yards inside his own half, sweeps it out on the left side. Taylor keeps the ball in even though he was outside. King can't control it, and then King is caught as the ball bounced high, and King is down on the deck, and he moves, sits up and realises that he's conceded the free kick.
He's just flagged here for the ball going out, Rob, the linesman. You know, when Taylor headed it, it was out of play. Linesman's flagged. Referees took no notice. That's worrying.
Well, it is.
That's a basic decision. He's got it right, but he's dismissed it. And that worries me. If he's dismissed what he said just for the simple throw in.
But he obviously listened to him for the penalty. 1-1, Radio Wales Sport. Not the start Wales wanted. Said that so often in qualifying groups. Not the start Wales wanted. In fact, Wales are looking for their first win in an opening group game since 2008. Azerbaijan at home when Sam Vokes scored the winner. Throw into Andorra down the right side, cleared by Taylor, header forward, picked up by Martinez. Gunter comes in, but they managed to keep possession. Edu Pepe, and then Pepe knocks it out for a goal kick.
Well, they got plenty of the enthusiasm of Andorra, and I think we've just got to maybe bide our time and wait for the last 20 minutes in the game where they will be a little bit more tired. They won't be not running as hard and closing you down, but at the moment they're working extremely hard, and just wondering how long they can actually keep this up.
Well, Andorra is the highest capital city in Europe. It's only 200 feet, give or take, between that and the summit of Snowdon in height. Church could get onto this ball forward, but the ball just bounced into Paul again. He's very quick off his line for aim, Paul, the FC Andorra keeper, 11th cap tonight, age 30. Chester wins a confident header that time. King helps it on, can't find Bale. Lima, the goal scorer, hoists the ball in the air. Header back inside. Allen can't control it first time, loses it. Pepe finds Rubio, long ball forward by Rubio. It's 2 against 2 at the back. But Chester came across to ensure Martinez can't get a shot. And then Ben Davis is pushed over from behind.
Well done by James Chesters. Really covered around well. But I noticed then that our 2 centre-backs, Chesters and Williams, had gone a little bit too deep. You know, you've got a lad like Riera up front who's tall. Looks as if he's a proper target man, if you know what I mean. And we can't really go too deep with him.
And Joe Allen gets brought down. Free kick. There's been a goal in the Bristol Rovers game. Commentary comes from Simon Davis.
Martin will take this corner. There's plenty to wait for, and it's there. It's a goal, and Wrexham didn't mark up properly, and it's Andy Monkhouse who headed home.
So Wrexham trail 1-0 to Bristol Rovers. That game is live on the BBC Wales Sport website. Here, it's Andorra 1, Wales 1. Wales had a real shock on 6 minutes when Ildefons Lima of the Sant Coloma club scored a penalty for his 8th goal. He's the Andorran leading scorer. He's the only one who's ever got over 3 goals for his country. But Gareth Bale has put Wales back on level terms on 23 minutes. Now we've played 35, inside the last 10 minutes of the first half. And the Welsh fans, the travelling fans, just about recovering from the shock of that early setback, Kevin Ratcliffe.
Yeah, massive setback, wasn't it? It's a great ball.
Out to Taylor on the left-hand side by Bale, who's hobbling now, though. Gareth Bale.
Do you know what? What you do, Rob, on this pitch is you stump your toe. You stump your toe on the ball. You know, when you kick it, you actually kick the ground.
No,
there's no give on it.
He's looking down at his left foot, Gareth Bale. This is a worry. He's hobbling around in the centre circle, the Real Madrid player. Hands on his knees.
He would have kicked his toe. And there's no give in the ground whatsoever. Like you say, when you kick it, it's like concrete.
It looks like he's going to go on, no problem.
We're too deep, man. We're too deep.
We're then...
You know, when you're playing like a player like Riera, you've got to keep him out the box and keep him well up.
This is Bale, nice touch inside to Ramsey on halfway. Ramsey gets pulled on halfway. Oh, Coleman can't believe that decision hasn't been given. Andorra come forward. Little chip by Pepe, who looks a bit of a player, Edu Pepe. But it's too strong and it's up for a goal kick.
Well, just got to get on with things. You know, decisions aren't going to go our way all the time. And
Williams for Wales, up to Ramsey. Bale, flick inside, but he's rushing it again. Davis lobs it forward for King. King won't get there, Church will. Just went past the ball. Davis headed down, but Williams wasn't expecting that. Riera got there first. It's now with Lorenzo, who breaks down the right-hand side, but Davis, lovely tackle, and wins the ball back. Midway inside his own half and goes on a run up to halfway and then switches play out to the right side for Bale. Bale can't control it though. It'll be cleared by Manira only as far as Gunter. Helps it down to Ramsey, 10 yards outside the penalty area. Bale's on the right now. Beats one player, feeds Ramsey. Ramsey into the penalty box and tackled by Maniro again. Still 1-1. It's a struggle out there for Wales. They're sort of dominating possession without creating too many clear-cut chances, Kevin.
Yeah, it's like I say, it's completely different than what we're used to. You know, we're not used to actually having to try and break teams down. Different mindset, different game plan. You know, not just for the players, but for Chris Coleman.
Wales fans sensing their team need lifting. 1-1. Ramsey to Church, 10 yards outside the box. Brings in Davis a little deeper. Inside to King. Not seen too much of Andy King. Davis turns away from his marker, but at the moment they're just facing 3 banks of defenders. Every Andorran player's back, so Williams sweeps it out to Gunter on the right. Header has to keep it in play, but it's easily picked up by David Maniero.
Well, when you play 40, 50-yard balls, everybody's got to go with it, and not one person tried to get around Chris Gunter, that if the ball did come back, that you were winning the ball.
And then Williams is penalised for hands up on the back of Edu Pepe.
You know, if you play 40, 50-yard balls, the most important ball is the second ball.
So what's the referee now? I thought he was going across to have a word with Ashley Williams, but by no means the worst of the fouls that we've seen on this night in Andorra. At the Estadio Nacional. First time this plastic pitch is being used. Ball into the Wales penalty area again. Bounces and Taylor steps in and hoists it up over halfway and into the stand just a few yards in front of us. And it's lobbed back onto the pitch, but it's not far to throw it because some of the fans are only, what, 2-3 yards away from the touchline. Throw in which Rubio will take. Another from the Santa Coloma club. Finds his clubmate Gabriel Riera. Davis.
See how high that ball bounced into Ben Davis.
Church touches it down for Ramsey. And then as Rubio comes flying in, trips over Ramsey's outstretched leg, wins the free kick.
You
and
just
that ball was rolling.
You don't get the impression that Aaron Ramsey's really enjoying it out there, do you?
No.
You know, this is a bit, how can I say, well, this is hard work. And players know, you know, before they actually go on, if they're comfortable on this surface or not.
Don't you feel it's just a pitch for pace and not great skill, Kevin?
Yeah, you'll find you need a bit of skill, but you'll find that you also need a little bit of luck as well on it.
Emil Garcia taking his time over this free kick, which is now in the right place, 3 yards inside his own half, right-footed, he drives it forward, and Hennessy comes right to the edge of his box and commands the ball.
Well, that's a great decision by the lad. I mean, he's come a long, long way because he's got a lot of players in front of him. I wouldn't suggest he does that every time. But when he did, I mean, like you say, he dropped it because he thought he was coming out the area, maybe.
44th cap tonight for Wayne Hennessy, not a starter with Palace. Just one Palace appearance this season, that was in the Capital One Cup. They did beat Walsall 3-0.
Well organised, Rob. The Andorrans, very well organised.
Allen now, trying to break down this stubborn Andorran side. Plays it out to Gunter on the right-hand side. He's a wing-back tonight. King lobs it forward for Gunter again. Gunter pirouettes to shield the ball, but loses it near that corner flag. Attempted clearance is blocked the first time, then it's hoisted forward by Maniero. Riera battling for it with Chester. Williams picks up the pieces. Allen in midfield, but immediately they lose it. Andorra get behind the ball and put pressure on the ball. Ramsey now tries to move it quickly. Right idea, poor execution on that occasion. This is Allen again. 3 minutes to half-time. 1-1 here on Radio Well Sport. Touch out by Bale to Gunter. Can he deliver a telling cross? No, he goes short into Ramsey. Just inside the penalty area. Turns away from one man. Runs into another. Constant companion, it would seem, is Ayala with Aaron Ramsey.
He's not quite sure where he is there, Aaron. I think he can actually turn on it.
The Andorran manager, Kiko Alvarez, is holding on to the ball at the moment, and now he releases it. Exchanges a few words with Ashley Williams, who does know a bit of Spanish. Although Andorra is the only Catalan-speaking nation. As Gunter crosses in from the right-hand side, Taylor. There was a hand on Taylor's shoulder then, but no foul. Taylor keeps it in on the left. Davis, chance to cross again. Teasing cross once more. Bale goes for it once more. And this time the Andorran goal scorer, Lima, just made sure he couldn't get there. Just stood his ground, and Bale watched the ball go past.
Well, great defending. I mean, the way that he's actually got his body in front of Gareth Bale to stop him making that run just does enough to put him off. But once again, great quality from Ben Davis. Still got a fair bit to do in this, Rob. You know, it's going to be
Hasn't gone according to plan,
No,
has it?
it certainly hasn't, and I think, you know, your mindset for the second half as a manager is you would like to make changes. How you make them changes now will be completely different if you were in a comfortable position with a couple of goals in your bag.
1-1 it is. Goal now just before half-time would help the Welsh cause. Bale. Difficult for him to show his pace on this, his real breakneck speed on this pitch. But here he goes down the right side. Oh, he tried to play it forward, it's blocked.
Well, the thing is, at Real Madrid, you're going to have to work your space to try and create some for yourself, and you know, you're up against teams that defend like this, but are maybe better quality teams.
Chester finds Gunter. Gunter sees the run of Ramsey in the inside right position. Lima gets across there. Cool head, plays it forward. Don't foul Chester. And he did.
You can't let strikers receive the ball to feet there. You should be in front of the man. And now, if that you make that decision, or you get Ashley
and
Williams.
There's a bit of argy-bargy with Joe Allen.
Why is he getting involved? Why is Joe getting involved? He wasn't even involved in the challenge.
No, he wasn't. Joe Allen is being pulled across along with Edu Pepe. Spoken to by the referee. Oh, 2 yellows.
Well, Pepe's had a little bit of a nibble on a couple of occasions there, and you know, I think Joe's been upset with a few of the challenges that he's put in, and that's why he's reacted.
Well, 1-1. I keep repeating the scoreline. It was even worse before Gareth Bale equalised. 1 minute of added time to play in this first half. This was not in the script. Now Bale turns. Can he? Has no room to move forward. Played forward, picked up by Chester. Chester plays it down the right-hand side. I think he was looking for Ramsey. It was nowhere near that. Cut out the ball forward. Andorra finishing the first half on a high because they've scored a goal, their first goal for more than 4 years. Ildefons Lima from the penalty spot on 6 minutes. A real shock to the Welsh system. Bale equalised with his 13th goal for his country on 23 minutes, but it's been a real struggle for Wales on this pitch against a very well organised side. Ball is hammered out to this near side. Runs away from Neil Taylor. Throw in, but it's in the Welsh left-back position. And half-time as Chris Coleman walks across the pitch. And he's got an awful lot of thinking to do, because it's Andorra 1, Wales 1. Andorra caused a real shock by taking the lead on 6 minutes with a controversial penalty thanks to Ildefons Lima. Gareth Bale equalised on 23 minutes, but as the players head down the tunnel, it's the Andorrans who are high-fiving, and why shouldn't they, Kevin Ratcliffe?
Well, they've worked tremendously hard, and you know, you can't say they haven't deserved anything out of the first half. I think we've had a lot of possession. We haven't really created too much. And really, we've got to step it up. We've got to be a little bit more creative when we're further forward. Yeah, we've got a lot of work to do, and really, Chris has got a lot of thinking to do at half-time.
The smiles and the waves are all from the Andorran officials who are on the opposite side. They've made their way across. As Chris Coleman walked off, he had 1 or 2 words with the 2 referees' assistants and the main official himself. But at half-time, Wales still have it all to do here, high in the Pyrenees. It's Andorra 1, Wales 1.
Stuff at the top level now is like poetry, but this is real football.
Once upon a time we went outside, rain or shine, dinner time we'd stay inside, only for a short while and go outside by the mountainside. Our playing goals, those trees, they were our goalposts. You said it's mad seeing you here, pushing prams in your park, you don't live near. I am a father, we were just kids, let's reminisce.
We got to say thank you to the ones that actually gave us the tickets in the first place, and we got to say how well they actually did. One of the best days ever.
We were the best of friends, and now we're just 2 young men, and maybe we could just pretend that
I was wondering what to wear, and I thought, oh, just
players just look the best, and maybe I'll get on telly. So.
Those trees, they were our goalposts. Now I see you standing there, and I can't believe it. And I can't believe it. I thought you'd never ever come back home.
It's about football friendship, and football friendship is amazing, you know. We love the Croatian guys. The Croatian guys, I think, love us now.
So as we did the parade through Cardiff down here to the site, I had to keep my sunglasses on because I was so choked up, you know. I think the relief of it finally happening and the excitement that the people were enjoying themselves so much, all the values of the Homeless World Cup sort of came together in that one moment for me. Yeah, it was unforgettable.
I can see you standing there, and I can't believe it.
You have certain challenges and goals. This wasn't one of them to reach 100. You just take one game at a time. You never take it for granted. So to get here is a massive honour for me, and I'm just so grateful.
I am a follower, we were just kids.
Croeso I Gael Chris Cymru.
Goalkeeper, then everyone grew.
Who's going to the Euros?
We were the best of friends, and now we're just two young men.
What did you think of Aaron Ramsey tonight?
It was beautiful, wasn't he?
He was beautiful.
We are friends. 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 We are friends.
Edrychwch allan am eich gilydd.
Try to stay positive.
A little message or a little phone call can go a long way.
Don't keep your feelings to yourself.
Cefnogi ein gilydd.
Try and stick to your daily routine, even if you're at home.
Try to stay active.
Keep yourself occupied with things you enjoy doing at home.
Eat well and stay hydrated.
Keep talking to your teammates.
Because together,
We are stronger.
Gorau chwarae.
cyd chwarae.
Wales kick off then, playing from left to right. Chris Coleman has probably delivered the most important half-time team talk of his Wales management career. And frankly, if it goes like that again in the second half, it could be the last one in his Wales management career.
Well, hopefully a few of the players have had a few words to say as well.
Gunter now, down the right side, go through the teams. Gunter gets to the byline, in front of the Wales fans, crosses over the head of Church, headed out by Davis. Davis infield to Ramsey, lays it back to the deeper Allen. Allen is blocked, but he finds Ramsey just outside the D. Beats one, beats two, taken off his feet. Gunter now, right-hand side. Can Wales start the second half with a spring? Well, it's headed out. Bale waits. Davis collects. Davis goes back towards... Now, what's happened here? There's an Andorra player down in the middle of the penalty area.
Well, that's Captain Lima. He's down, and he's been quite influential, really, at the back, so...
He's holding his face as if he's been
elbowed.
That's
what he feels.
But we don't have a monitor here.
I tell you what, he's not been elbowed and rolled and framed that injury. He's been touched.
Andy King is just saying, what, me? The referee, though...
Hasn't got a clue. Hasn't got the clue.
No, he hasn't. The referee...
I don't even think the player has.
Is Slavko Vincic. Well, what he's done is stop Wales on the attack. And he just hammers a drop ball forward, and Chris Gunter complains to the official on this side to say, what on earth are you doing? They didn't give a free kick, they give a drop ball, and Andorra kicked it away. And there's not a single mark on his face, I'm being told. We can see him from here. Lima, who scored the penalty after just 6 minutes.
Well, he's an experienced player, so maybe he's taken the sting out the second of the half. Maybe it was a little bit of a plan.
He has.
You know,
Wales unchanged in this second half.
what a poor ball.
Your astonishment at Wales playing 3 centre-backs is shared on Twitter, Kevin. I've had one tweet saying, Coleman's the one struggling, 5 at the back against Andorra, what a clown. Well, each to their opinion. The Wales side, Hennessy in goal, and it's Gunter, Chester, Williams, Davis and Taylor. Gunter and Taylor wing-backs, Allen, King, Ramsey, Bale and Church. And they were 1-0 down after just 6 minutes, thanks to Lima's penalty. Oh, Williams almost caught just in front of his own penalty area. Ramsey, who's not enjoying the service at all, plays it out to Gunter, across halfway. Wales playing from left to right, towards their own supporters. They've been no problem, the supporters. They've been a real boost to Wales.
You actually say that maybe Aaron started a little bit better.
Taylor on the left side, the far side to us. Little tussle with his Andorran marker into Allen. Allen looks for Church, and it's headed out for a corner. And the Welsh fans behind that goal get excited again. 1-1 here in the Pyrenees. High drama at the highest capital in Europe.
It is high drama, and I think we need a goal to settle the nerves, especially here in the press box.
You're right there. Calm the nerves. Joe Allen with this corner from the left-hand side. 3.5 minutes into the second half, 1-1. Allen drives it low. Awful corner from that left side. Puts a hand up of an apology.
Yeah, not easy, Rob. Dead balls.
But it was awful.
It crosses. Yeah, but it's not easy. I can understand why that ball's gone like that.
So Wales have to start again against the team 199th in the world. Played 118, lost 104, won 3, drawn just 11. They've never won a European Championship tie. They love this pitch. Carries on like this. Bale, long throw, takes it into his own hands, literally, and it's beyond Church and through to Paul, the goalkeeper.
Rob, you throwing that to Simon Church, he flicks it on. Who's
Nobody
he flicking
there.
onto?
Nobody. Andorra have Paul in goal, Rubio, Lima, the goal scorer, Garcia and Maniero, Ayala, Lorenzo, FAWales and Martinez, Pepe and Riera. Against a side packed with Premiership players. Davis fires it up to Ramsey, couldn't control it. Davis again.
I do feel down this right-hand side, this is where we're going to hurt them with Chris Gunter.
Well, this is Gunter, moves inside, runs past one and then gets brought down by Pepe.
Pepe's already been booked. He's made 3 challenges now in the game. He's not been booked for one of the challenges, but he's actually been booked for a little bit of aggravation with Joe Allen.
Yeah.
You can't be shooting from here, Gareth Bale, surely.
Well, it's, 10, 12 yards inside the Andorran half, to the right of the centre circle. He might do, you know. He does. It's taken a deflection. It comes out to Gunter on the right-hand side. Gunter moves into the penalty box. He goes to ground. The Andorran player went to ground ahead of him, though. That was Martinez. Gunter tries to hold him up, and the 5th official is there as well. Gunter should just walk away, really. He's tried to pull up the guy, Martinez, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with him.
To be fair, Rob, the referee's made that decision. He's got bodies in front of him. And the linesman, or the 4th or 5th official, whatever you want to call him, that stands behind the goal, is within 3 yards of it and doesn't say anything, doesn't give anything.
It's the official behind that byline. 6 minutes into the second half. Wales cannot afford to lose their patience, cannot afford to lose their calm at this situation. It's 1-1. It's not a situation they would have thought about. So they can't afford to lose their discipline.
Wayne Hennessy a little bit asleep there. Ball was played back to him and he really never took that early, being closed bound by Martinez, and I'm just a little bit hurry up and get there.
1-1 it is. Header on by Riera.
Don't pass that back.
Davis steps in.
No.
Gunter clips it out to the left side with Taylor. Already Lorenzo darts across to that far side near the touchline. Looks like there's an Andorran sub waiting to
well, he can't be waiting there. Well, surely, like that without a bib on. What a bad ball.
Oh, that was an awful ball. Chester, all he can do is stab the ball out for a throw-in. Ashley Williams apologises. Rare from the Wales captain. Now the sub comes on. And the green light in the distance says it's Marcio Vieira who's coming on. And it's Edo Pepe who goes off. So Edo Pepe is replaced by Marcio Vieira. So
maybe
Vieira
safeguarding that against a sending off there, the manager. Cute thinking.
Throw is taken, and Wales have their own throw.
And all of a sudden they've got somebody a little bit taller on, a little bit stronger than Pepe. I'm sure he's going to work as hard as Pepe.
And this is his 58th cap, so he's quite experienced. Bale tried to play the ball around the corner to Andy King, who's not yet affected the game. Andy King. Scored 2 goals for Wales. They could do with a third now. Allen is fouled.
Main concern.
Chester takes the ball quickly to Ramsey on the clearance, hits the referee. Ramsey's gone to ground and stayed there.
He doesn't want to get up, does he?
Right, he's not enjoying this whatsoever. And then you're talking about a man on top of his game at club level. A star for Arsenal, a star for Wales, but this pitch is not to his liking at all. He's puffing his cheeks as he runs back now to take a defensive position. And Andorra have a throw-in down their left, which Maniero will take, his 9th cap, plays for the Santa Coloma club. Take your time, says Martinez. As Wales assemble their defensive forces. They left Bale and Church up front, but there are 4 Andorran players marking the 2 of them. Allen tries to rob the ball off Riera. And then it's knocked against the shins of Gunter by Maniero. Maniero again with the throw, 10 yards from the Wales penalty area. Bosnia 1, Cyprus 2. Remember, Bosnia are actually the top seeds in Group B.
Well, you can't afford to let a situation like this go past now.
No, he's got to get a sub on, hasn't he, Chris Coleman?
I would have thought that, and there's nobody even warming up.
Yeah, you're right. There are Andorran players warming up in the corner. Oh, there's one I can see with a Wales fitness coach, but they're in the distance. As Gunter clears his lines, up to Church. He's plowed a lone furrow. Ball back from Garcia to the goalkeeper, Paul, on the edge of his box.
Midfield players making
Wales
a run.
called for an offside. Vieira is there. And then finally the offside flag goes up against Lorenzo, but Wales were caught at the back then.
Lorenzo wasn't offside. It was the lad Vieira who's come on, who headed it was. Lorenzo had made a really deep run, and I'm thinking, you know, there's a lot of players offside there, but he wasn't.
Ramsey now drives the ball forward. Up to King, wide to Gunter, 12 yards from the corner of the box. Into Ramsey, lovely ball into King. Gunter now plays it low into the box. Bale, immediately the room is cut down. Pirouettes away from one challenge, picked up by Chester. Bale again tries to go past the Andorran defender, brought down by Lima, and he's caught.
He was caught late.
In the
caught
chest.
High as well. But he's played on it a little bit here.
Lima apologises to Bale, who
he'll want this.
Gareth Bale will want this. He will want this. It's still 1-1 in Bosnia because the Cyprus goal has been disallowed. Apologies. Now, this free kick is well to the right of the D, and it's about 3 yards outside the Andorran penalty area. Bale again is over this. It's perfect for a left foot.
The thing is, Rob, you just got to try and make it bounce before the keeper. Everybody follow in. There could be a little bit of a rebound off there.
No, make that about 6 or 8 yards outside the penalty area, because the 3-man wall, the goalkeeper has gone to his right, and there's a big gap.
Rob, you look
to his left.
You look bigger in the goal than their keeper, I tell you.
That's saying something. Bale with the free kick for Wales. The Andorran wall wait. Bale waits. Bale steps up, chips it over the wall, pushes it away, the goalkeeper. He was down on his knees. He was taking no chances to try and hold it. Wasn't hit with great power. This is Bale again, as the ball is cleared out to the right side. Bale turns one way, then the other. He crosses right-footed, and it's headed wide.
Oh, he's took it off Ashley Williams' foot that. I think it was Andy King.
Andy King it was.
And I tell you, Ashley Williams is right in there, and all he's got to do is direct it towards a goal. It's a goal. He's taking it off his foot. We had good bodies in the box. Great cross by Gareth Bale. He wasn't to know that though, Andy King. That's our best chance in the second half.
Absolutely, the words of former Wales captain Kevin Ratcliffe here on BBC Radio Wales. Who expected this? Andorra won, Wales won. 13 minutes into the second half. Chris Coleman in conversation on that far side in the distance, peering through the gloom.
Oh, that's a bad ball.
Gunter up to Bale, it's an awful ball.
You know.
And Andorra scurry away with it through Martinez. Martinez sees the runner through the middle. Oh, Davis has to come across and just about gets there. And he did get there in the good time. Lorenzo was the one he shrugged off the ball. The Andorran fans wanted a free kick. Lima goes to ground.
He's off here.
Church's hand was high. Wait a minute, Simon Church. It's a yellow. It could have been a red. Kevin Ratcliffe.
He's led with his arm. And these days, if you lead with your arm, it's a red card. He's a lucky man. I'll tell you what, if Lehman made as big as that, as he did of the one in the box, maybe he would have. What's he saying here? Referee's making the decision.
He's got across the fourth official. I think it's just to confirm who was booked, maybe, or maybe who the Andorran sub was. Now, there's movement on the Wales bench. Surely there's got to be a sub on soon. Joe Ledley is warming up down the end. Ledley, the bearded Ledley now has had the call, I think. And frankly, if he's not fit to start, or rather, if he's fit to start, Joe Ledley, I frankly don't understand why he hasn't started, Kevin Ratcliffe.
No, I certainly don't either, because he's certainly be in my midfield three.
Anyway, ball headed back into the Andorran box. Gunter tried to get there. The goalkeeper takes a few seconds more. 14 minutes into the second half, and now, even with 30-odd minutes to go, the clock is starting to be the enemy of this Wales side, because a 1-1 draw in Andorra is just not acceptable. And frankly,
they're getting more adventurous as well, the Andorrans. Exactly. They're making runs forward.
You took the words out of my mouth, Kevin Ratcliffe.
Maybe it's a game plan by the manager just to maybe think, hey, we've got a chance here. But I do think if we get another goal, we'll be a little bit more relaxed.
Bale now runs into trouble though, robbed by Martinez on halfway, who attacks Joe Allen, moves inside, lovely tackle by Alan King then. Flicks it to Gunter, who sees Bale on the right-hand side. Bale has space to move into now. Difficult to pick up pace on this pitch with the ball. Shoots left-footed, just wide of the left-hand post.
Tell you what, we need to see a little bit more of that. Is he better pulling out onto this right-hand side? Give him that little bit of freedom down here and picking it up. But that's the first time really he's had a chance to run at people. But unfortunately, we're looking at Gareth Bale from saving us from embarrassment.
Well, I did make out a list of shot results in European qualifying, and Wales actually feature on that on the UEFA website. Wales won Germany 0 in 1991.
I'll tell you what, Aaron Ramsey just...
no, he's not looking...
He's well off the pace. I mean, that was the first time he's touched the ball in about 5-10 minutes.
Allen now looks for the run down the left-hand side of Ramsey. Maybe he's been asked to push forward. Davis has to collect the header. Can't stop it going up for a throw.
Joe Ledley might be coming on, and I'm not too sure if I've seen Tom Lawrence as well out there. But it is Joe Ledley. Maybe Andy King is making way for him. Or maybe even Aaron Ramsey.
Well, there have been fitness worries over Ramsey, certainly last week. Joe Ledley as well, of course, but I'll say it again. If he's fit to play half an hour, why doesn't he play the first half hour rather than the last?
Well, you've got to decide as a manager, is he fit for 70 minutes, maybe 60 minutes? Or is he fit for maybe 20 minutes at the most, half an hour?
Just 3 shots on target for Wales in the first hour. Oh, Ramsey loses it in the midfield. It was a poor ball from Chester, and Andorra pull forward with Martinez. Shoots right-footed from outside the box, and it was always going wide of Wayne Hennessy's left-hand post. But the Andorran fans, I'd say well outnumbered by Wales, but at the end to our left, are full of praise for that. And it's Simon Church who's coming off for Joe Ledley. So Simon Church, the striker, is replaced by midfielder Joe Ledley on 62 minutes. Ledley earns his 52nd cap. Kevin Ratcliffe.
Gareth Bale obviously playing up front now on his own. I don't know. A few strange decisions tonight.
I don't like it when you say that. I don't know.
No, I don't know. I'm a little bit bemused.
Ramsey flicks the ball forward the outside of his right foot. Has it gone too strong for the goalkeeper? No, he's held it up and he waits for Ramsey to advance before picking it up near the byline, no more than about 5 or 6 yards from Wales fans who frankly are looking in disbelief at what's happening here.
They might be in disbelief in another way as well though, Rob, the substitution. Whereas you take a striker off and you bring a midfield player on. But then again, you know, I think Joe Ledley might get a better chance of scoring than maybe Simon Church has had.
Andorra 1, Wales 1. That's the scoreline that's got us all worked up here in the Andorran capital, Andorra La Vella. Oh, lovely play by Bale. Skips past the defender on the far touchline. Gunter was in from the right-hand side. Kind of thinking if your right back spends as much time in the Andorran half, the winger should be on.
Yeah, he's not really done too much defending, has he, Chris Gunter? I'm not too sure about James Chester's on this side, though, if he's quite comfortable in maybe, you know, if you have got a winger in front of you.
Well, at the moment, Wales have got plenty of work to do. It's 1-1. And we've played 19 minutes in the second half.
Well, who's playing up front now? Where's Gareth Bale? Gareth Bale's on the left wing.
Ramsey is the furthest forward. King has gone forward as well as Joe Ledley ploughs across the midfield. Chips it out to Bale, but overhit the pass. Bale couldn't keep it in. Coleman tries to gives him a round of applause just to keep his spirits up, really. Gareth Bale shows the referee an imaginary watch on his wrist to say that the Andorrans are wasting time, but hey, why wouldn't you? In their position, 199th in the world, drawing with Wales, who are 41st in the FIFA rankings. People scoff at them, but there's a good deal of truth about them as well.
Rob, put Tom Lawrence on, take Andy King off, get Ramsey back in midfield and tell him to play. Now, look, where's a striker?
Yeah.
It'll be positive.
Getting plenty of suggestions on social media at BBC Radio Wales. Bale now left side, takes a shot from outside the blocks, and it was hit with such ferocity that the Andorran player has stayed down. And Wales have a throw-in. Mind you, may just be slightly tactical to stay down, although I think he did catch that one in a place which is painful no matter how high you are in the mountains. It was south of his border, wasn't it?
Well,
he's getting up now. It's
I don't usually
Emil
laugh at your
Garcia.
things and are stunned of what to say, Rob, but I was stunned with what to say then.
There we are. Ledley now. Wrexham are down to 10 men. Wales are drawing 1-1. Bale crosses into the left hand from the left-hand side, cleared away. Wales throw. Wales fans get excited again. Tell you what, there's going to be some inquest into this game no matter what happens from here. 1-1. Bale with the throw. Trailing 1-0 and down to 10 men, Wrexham. Ball comes out of Chester. 15 yards outside the penalty area. Goes left to Davis. Now Bale has got space on that left-hand side. Taylor's gone further ahead. Well, he found Taylor, but via deflection. And then that's a corner which Wales win. They're second of this second half. They're 5th overall. It's still 1-1 though.
Well, that's a worrying thing. It's only our second corner in the second half.
Ramsey goes across to take it short to Bale inside the penalty area. Bale turns, deep cross. Williams heads it back inside, cleared away. And now Andorra can break with the substitute Vieira. Vieira's up to halfway, chased by Ben Davis. Vieira holds it up, turns away from Davis. Bale plays the ball through. And it was Martinez who'd made the run through the middle. It's cut out and Allen brings it out for Wales. But Andorra still have plenty back, but Gunter has space to drive down the right-hand side. Ashley Williams is making his way back from an offside position. So Gunter holds it up and the momentum seems to have been lost. Yeah,
Nothing on. He had nothing on up front.
Davis, curling ball out to Bale. Lovely ball from the centre circle out to that far touchline on the left side. Ramsey's there trying to nutmeg the play to Bale. Ramsey picks it up, driven back towards halfway, turns in an arc, breaks through the middle now. Goes past two players, plays in Gunter, edge of the box. Gunter, first time ball in.
We're losing our discipline, Rob. We're losing our discipline. They're finding us now. They're going to counter-attack us. We've got no holding midfield players. We are panicking. Not as much as we are up here, by the way, but we are panicking in some sort. There's players trying to get us out of the mile who really should be looking at just doing their job.
And Chris Coleman at the moment is a man with a host of problems. Bale gets brought down just outside the centre circle, appeals to the referee, and then the ball is kicked away by Lorenzo, and Lorenzo gets booked. Still 1-1 though. It's almost with an apology I say it.
Why do we always make ourselves hard for ourselves against the smaller nations?
Well, Taylor skips past his marker, crosses in from the left-hand side, but there's nobody to aim for, and Wales are really lucky then. There was absolutely no need for Manero to do that, but he's headed the ball out for a corner, well beyond the far post, and it was about to go over the byline. Ramsey corner from the right, in front of the more and more desperate Wales fans. Ramsey corner, chips it across, headed away by FAWales. Taylor hoists the ball in the air. Ramsey has to come back from taking the corner, turns past his marker, tries to go past Martinez, then the ball is booted away by Manero, and Manero's going to be booked now.
Well, referee's got a bit of paperwork to do, finally. But we've got to make sure if that ball comes out of the box, we pick up the next ball, and unfortunately we're not. And that's where the discipline's just going a little bit. We need Ashley Williams just to regroup his troops, put another man on the edge of the box now, maybe Chris Gunter. Now Aaron Ramsey's got to tuck in.
Ramsey takes the free kick. Ball. Shout for handball as Williams' header went back across goal. Referee is unimpressed.
I don't think many of the supporters are shouting handball, are they? Look at it, Rob. We've lost.
Well, it's desperation stakes now, isn't it? Gunter chests the ball down. Ramsey picks it up, centre field, midway inside the Andorran half. Has it taken off his feet? Gunter dives to find Chester. Strokes it out the left side beyond Ben Davis. Andorra throw. Wales have to do it all again. It's still 1-1.
Rob, we're playing.
It's shambolic. Let's be honest, Kevin. It's shambolic.
We're actually playing as if there's 5 minutes left in the game. We've got 25 minutes left, I think, something in that region. 20 minutes plus whatever's added. You know, just relax, take your time. You know, and get. But you know, substitutions. I'm not too sure. What are we doing? What system are we playing? Who's playing where now?
Questions we're all asking.
Plan B. Where's Plan B?
20 minutes to go. Andorra 1, Wales 1. And Wales are more and more desperately trying to avoid embarrassment that this result would be. The first point, Andorra, they're in sight of their first ever point in a European qualifier. Davis goes past one, goes past another. Taylor takes the throw in, Ledley the substitute. To Williams in the centre circle, Allen now. Anything will do for Wales, it would seem now, just to break this Andorra defence. Remember, Holland had to work hard to get 2 goals here. Wales desperately need a second because they've conceded to Lima's penalty on 6 minutes. Bale the Wales scorer at the moment, but they need more. And he's got a derby against Atletico Madrid on Saturday. Gunter now works down the right-hand side. Gets towards the byline. Crosses. Blocked, only half cleared. Allen, back to King, back to Allen, wrong ball. Allen loses it, breaks to Ramsey, and then Allen stupidly pulls down Martinez after he'd lost the ball, and Wales's momentum is gone again at the expense of a free kick.
And he pulled him down. That referee would have had no choice but to send Joe Allen off. Just lost a little bit of formation, Rob. You know, and look at that. The shape of the team is just not there. I'm not quite sure what that shape is, what it's telling me.
Looks like another sub in the offing for Wales. They need something. It's 1-1 and there are just 18 minutes to go.
Oh, I don't think a nuclear sub would get us out of this.
There you go, me speechless.
I'm trying to take some heart out of it, but there's not a lot of heart that I can actually take. I can't knock the lads for not trying.
No, it's not a lack of effort.
It's just a lack of maybe
know-how.
Yeah, yeah. It looks like, is that George Williams or Johnny Williams?
Yeah.
Can't really see from here on the far side, but now down the side early. Get at him. Cross.
And this is Gunter on the near side, down the right. Curling cross into the middle. Cleared away for another corner.
He's got, to be fair, Chris Gunter's done really well. We've sort of said, why aren't we playing with a winger? But he's got more crosses in than maybe a winger would have.
Yeah. Nobody wants to take the corner on the right-hand side. Now Ramsey says, I'll take it. Chris Coleman delays the substitution.
Well, haven't we worked on that, Rob? Who takes the corner? Because we've only made one substitution, and it wasn't Simon Church that was taking the...
I think it's George Williams as Ramsey takes the corner. Header up in
the
the air by Davis. Goalkeeper's come for it. Hasn't got there. Header towards goal. Ledley went in. I think it's a goal kick. No, the referee's given a corner. That's wrong. That's just wrong because I'm sure it's deflected off Joe Ledley.
I tell you what, this lad is actually who's out. Is Martinez on the floor
Martinez
now.
On the deck.
He actually looked around, and then when he realised it was a corner, I think he put his hand up.
Martinez has gone down.
Joe Ledley did go in quite high, actually. He threw himself at the ball, and it's
now what's happening here? There are
absolutely nothing. He's not even been touched. I've seen it on the cameraman's monitor here. He's not even been touched.
So there's treatment being had. The Wales fans are not impressed. He fell over his own player, I'm being told, it's Christian Martinez, but I think most of this is just to take the sting out of the attack.
Hey, it's good play by the Andorrans. You know, we've seen this on a couple of occasions early on in the second half when we come out and started like a train. Lima went down, not a scratch on his face, holding his head. But this player's got to go off now.
Yeah, that is a problem, yeah.
You know, has he realised this?
Sometimes you reap what you sow, Kevin Ratcliffe.
Well, let's hope so. But look at that! Look at that edge of that box. There should be Joe Allen and Chris Gunter on it, and one, if not two, are going to go in, and we're suspect to a quick break.
Corner from the left side. Ramsey to take it again. Andorra down to 10 men. Curls it in, Ramsey. Keeper punches it away from the near post. Allen gives chase. Oh, he gets brought down by the substitute Vieira.
Has he been booked?
No, he's not. He's the fourth Andorra to be booked. Andorran to be booked. Marcio Vieira. A Wales sub is still waiting. I think it's George Williams.
It is.
And we are into the 76th minute, the last 15 minutes. Now the referee's gone across to the far side again. Oh, he's having words with Chris Coleman now. I think Coleman has just given him the benefit of his wisdom. All we are saying is give us a goal, is the desperate pleas from the Welsh fans. This time a Ramsey free kick from the left, deeper. He tries a shot and it's gone past the goal and out for a goal kick. And now enter George Williams, stage left.
I don't think that was a shot, Rob. I think that was a cross.
Well, he's not had a happy night, Aaron Ramsey. Just not his sort of pitch, but
taking a while here. Been on the side for an age, and they still haven't got the sign.
Andy King who's going off, and it will be George Williams of Fulham who goes on. So George Williams, under 21 player, had one cap against Holland, makes his competitive debut. George, if ever there was a need for a Welsh hero, it's now. Ledley gets pulled down on halfway, tried to find Gunter with a pass. King goes off. He's not had a great game, Andy King, it's fair to say. Not really influenced it, although he did miss probably Wales' best chance. So George Williams, the 18-year-old, gets his first touch from the throw. Back to Gunter, midway inside the Andorra half, goes back to Chester. Williams on halfway.
Well,
Davis.
George Williams been asked to play up front.
He has.
When he come on against Belgium, played wide right. It's quite dynamic,
Holland,
really.
yeah.
Holland, yeah.
Allen caught late by the substitute Vieira again, who goes looking for Bale now. And he, sorry, that's not Vieira, that is FAWales, and he tackles Bale with a clean challenge. The bearded Marc FAWales from Zaragoza B in the lower Spanish divisions. 1-1, time running out on Wales.
Yeah,
and honestly, Kev, if it finishes 1-1, you've got to ask questions about Chris Coleman's future.
Yeah, I think they won't be asked until after the Cyprus games. To be fair.
1-1 in Andorra.
No, there'll be questions, but nothing will happen. I mean,
Bale.
Great ball.
Drives it out to the left side. Oh, just beyond Ramsey. Made a desperate effort to get there. Desperate is the operative word at the moment, and the flags of Lampwick Major and Whitchurch and Capel Ewan and Trosvanydd and Gabalfa and Blaena, they're all hanging proudly at the moment behind that Andorran goal, but they'll be taken down in disappointment if it stays like this. It's 1-1.
Well, another substitute for Andorra ready to come on.
Williams has to go. Oh, he's made a mistake. Riera almost got in there, Gabriel Riera. 12 minutes to go, 1-1. Andorra are 12 minutes plus injury time away from a famous result. Ramsey now breaks down the left side, little back heel, brings in Taylor. Taylor inside to Ledley, forward to Ramsey. Ledley on the overlap. Ramsey crosses from the left side with his right foot, looking for Gunter. Keeper makes a bit of a meal of it, but gets there. Cyprus are now 2-1 up against Bosnia. Honest. They were 2-1 up and then it was ruled up, and they've now gone 2-1 up. So this group is full of surprises. We've not even completed 2 games yet. The opening 2 games.
This could be anybody's group, the way things are going on.
Nothing will be... Well, Belgium are smiling, aren't they? Nothing will be more of a surprise than this, though. 1-1, Allen. George Williams goes for it, gets brought down now. Free kick. Lima has given it away. The Andorran goal scorer tries to plead with the referee. Central position, well, just to the right of the D.
But, Rob, George Williams has had 3 balls played to him, 2 by throw-ins and 1 ball played to his feet. Not one of them in his favour.
Well, he's made something of that one.
He's made something of every one, by the way.
He's an 18-year-old.
I actually don't think he's a striker.
No, he normally plays wide.
I think there's a better striker sat on the bench in Tom Lawrence, and it looks like Johnny Williams is going to be coming on as well.
So the Wall are on the edge of the penalty box.
Well, where's the spray?
10 minutes to go.
Where's the spray, Rob? He's saying that. Is he saying the line's
the line? I think he is. Bale shoots, chips it. Keeper drops it, pushes it away. Now what's happened here?
Bale has been. No, Riera's been booked.
Riera's been booked, sorry.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Rob, he's not used to spray. This referee won't ref again. The way things are going. I mean, why hasn't he put the spray down? It doesn't matter if there's a line there. They're actually in front of the line. He's
so Riera is the...
He's telling him. Yeah, Chris Gunter's on.
Bale has moved it slightly to the left as well.
They're in front of the line.
They are. Bale now, second chance, hits it!
Go!
2-1! What a relief! Gareth Bale again! And never have Welsh fans been so relieved to see their star man get a goal. The fans engulf a crowd of Welsh players. An embarrassment we hope is avoided. It's Andorra 1, Wales 2. Both goals from Gareth Bale, but just how did it get to this? And now the Wales players are telling the fans to get off the pitch. They don't need this. There's just 8 minutes to go. It's Gareth Bale 2, Andorra 1. Kevin Ratcliffe.
I'm sorry, Rob, but you know the players have actually brought that on themselves. Celebrating in front of the fans come onto the pitch. They've actually it just shows you that this ground is not fit for international or holding too many fans. I mean, there's no fence along that side. The security is very, very poor. You know, the lads, okay, are really over-rejoiced in a way, but fantastic goal once again from Gareth Bale. But unfortunately, we've had to have Gareth Bale save us again. 2 goals tonight, 2 exceptional goals, one with his head, one with a free kick out the box. This is Chris Coleman's lucky night. And it is, because this is all wrong. We've been everywhere but nowhere. Our system from the start to what it is now is shambolic. I haven't got a clue who's playing where, and we've asked a genius to get us out of trouble, and he has. It's shambolic. It is absolutely, totally all over the place, and I've never seen a so indisciplined side, and maybe that's because we're chasing things, but we've been chasing it from 10 minutes into the second half.
Panic measures, that's what it's called.
And we're doing things that we're not naturally doing, you know, trying to break down opposition, and it's something that maybe we've got to learn to do when we do play the likes of Andorra. But you know, Cyprus winning in Bosnia, this is such an important game for us to win tonight.
Well, 2-1, and we've had to wait until 8 minutes to go to get ahead of the team who are 199th in the world. They've made a change as well. Sonergy is on and Martinez is off. Now the game changes. Well, Wales can't get sloppy though. This lot have already scored once. Oh, terrible clearance by Hennessy, and he was really lucky that Lorenzo didn't make anything of that just outside the box. Having said that, the back pass from Chester was appalling.
Yeah, but it was bouncing as well, Rob. You know, it was a very difficult ball, but he's actually swiped that instead of putting his foot through it. A few things wrong with it, but...
And I tell you what, Kevin, in hindsight,
this player's been brilliant.
Oh, Joe Allen is caught again, this time by Riera, who has been booked.
Joe Allen's been fantastic, by the way, tonight. Rob, take away everything that I said before. He has been fantastic, along with Gareth Bale, along with Chris Gunter. But take away that, I think the rest. Ashley Williams done okay. Ben Davies done okay.
Calon Larn echoing around the Pyrenees, whoever would have thought it. But it's not in celebration, it's in relief. The sweat on the brows of those Welsh fans. Thanks to the genius, Gareth, you said it, Kevin, we've been rescued by a genius. And how expensive was that Riera yellow card? He broke the wall. Bale's first effort was saved, the second effort, no problem.
I think we've got Mike Riley down here. I think he's assessing, I think he'll be assessing the referee. I don't think he'll get top marks tonight.
Ramsey back heel, Bale is offside though.
How much more relaxed does Aaron Ramsey look since we've scored?
Yeah.
You know, you see different players now, but we've got to keep this tight. You know, we do look shaky at the back at times.
2-1. One Gareth Bale, they're shouting, his 14th goal for his country. Ramsey can't keep a ball in, but he can smile at that one as it goes over the stand that we're sat in. It's not very high. Another Andorran substitute, their last one. And it's the combative Josep Ayala who goes off, and Juli Sanchez who comes on. Tell you what, he's put himself around Ayala, I will say that for him.
I think they've all done exceptionally well, Andorran players. I mean, if they can hold their heads up high tonight.
5 minutes plus added time to go.
Foul. Getting in the discipline themselves now, aren't they, Andorra? Going in for challenges that are not even in their favour.
It'll be a wild night in Andorra La Vella if it stays like this, but I don't think even a few drinks will disguise the
there's a lot of
awful performance.
Yeah, it's a little bit. There's more poor things than good things that have happened in the game, isn't there?
Can you get away with one of these though in a group,
Kevin?
Well,
you won't against better teams.
No. Ledley finds Taylor. Another goal would give it an uneven scoreline, probably a false scoreline. Having said that, Andorra have not threatened in the second half yet.
No, I don't think Wayne Hennessy's had really too much to do at all, has he?
But we've just shown a lack of poise and purpose going forward.
Well, the only person
and organisation, frankly.
People who've created a chance in the game for them, you know, who is it? Who has actually created or had a chance in the game other than Gareth Bale for us?
Yeah. Well, Andy King's header was the only one.
Yeah.
Created by I think that was a Gunter cross, wasn't it?
Don't foul. Going nowhere.
Little elbow up on Joe Allen, but he just stood his ground. Has to go past the referee. And then he gets caught by the substitute Sanchez after the ball had gone.
Referee is absolutely pathetic.
Williams heads it away.
He shouldn't be refereeing again at this level. I'm sorry.
Ball into the box, and
he's ignoring a lot of things, Rob, that's happening. He ignored decisions down here off his linesman.
I said it before, if you're a non-league side in an FA Cup game, you want a referee like him, don't you? You get away with
you want to play on a pitch like this.
And you do, yeah.
You always worry when you go to grounds like that in the FA Cup, like you say, Rob, because it's completely different to you. The lads are not accustomed to it.
Andorra 1, Wales 2. Both goals from Gareth Bale. We think the winner coming on 82 minutes, but you're never quite certain in this game. But Andorra don't look too adventurous now. Vieira is almost by himself trying to put pressure on the ball.
Yeah, they're not closing down as quick, are they?
No.
You know, like I said, Rob, 10 minutes ago, especially when they're 2-1 down. If it was 1-1 still, you might see them just trying to get there a bit quicker. It's got to go forward now. And surely we just opened up a little bit now. There'll be a bit of space if we just...
Davis up to Ledley. Ledley wide to Taylor. Taylor has Bale up ahead. Bale lets the ball run across his body. He's on 14 goals now.
Give it this way.
7 in the European Championships. He's a little. He had a little nudge off the substitute Sanchez again, as Ramsey collects on the right hand side. Oh, that's a lovely nutmeg. Gunter into Ramsey in the penalty area.
That's a shot from his
own man. It was almost a brilliant own goal, but the goalkeeper saved it on the line.
What a great save.
My word, from almost 5-6 yards, but Ramsey, I think, thought he might get a penalty there.
I'll tell you what, I actually thought that Allen's got no backlift there.
Oh well.
Tell you what, George Williams has just made a little bit of a gap for himself, and I tell you, if Chris Gunter had seen it, he's in.
Well, the words of Chris Coleman are going to be very interesting tonight. Ledley sent the ground after he played the ball up to Bale, went for the returning flick, brought down again.
Well,
tell you what, there may be 6 minutes of added time. Don't tell me the referee's enjoying it that much.
He must be on overtime. He honestly must be on overtime. But
whoever would have thought we'd say 6 minutes for Wales to hold out against Andorra? But that's the way it is.
Well, we're in control of the game, Rob. We're passing with a little bit more confidence, and you know, your players who have not really particularly played well tonight are wanting the ball. It's not a lot on now.
George Williams might spend the next 6 minutes watching the defenders pass it around.
James Chesters has given me kittens.
And he gave Wayne Hennessy kittens then. The black rubber was puffing in there. Oh, it's a lovely little back flick by Ramsey to Williams. Williams turns past his marker. And he shows he's 18, but he's holding it up.
That is fantastic, lad. Well
Went
done.
Towards the corner flag. Oh, Ramsey leaves 2 players standing and then turns away from another up to the byline onto his left foot. Touch back for Williams. Oh, he spotted it then. Poor ball.
And he's injured himself, Rob.
And then Williams shoves the lemur over, and then Ramsey goes to ground, and he gets a little few words from Marco Vieira. I don't know how good his English is, all Welsh to Aaron Ramsey, but I don't think it was a very complimentary.
He needn't have had too many touches as well, Aaron, and he's a bit showboating when really he's not had the best of games.
He's being helped up, if I can use that expression, by a couple of Andorran defenders, but Chris Gunter, his good mate, is there. to make sure fair play. The referee has stood over it as well. 5 minutes added time in Bristol as well, where Wrexham trail 1-0 and they're down to 10 men. But not as much drama as we've had here in Andorra La Vella, where Andorra took the lead after 6 minutes with a Lima penalty. Gareth Bale equalised on 23 minutes. Wales were all over the place in the second half. I don't know what formation they were playing. I've never seen that in a UEFA coaching book, that's for certain. But we do know that Gareth Bale can take free kicks, and he did bury a beauty on 82 minutes. And that has spared blushes, saved embarrassment, and I'm not stressing it too much, but maybe saved Chris Coleman his job.
MEU's about to come on now. I'm sure it'll be Aaron going off. It's one now. We've got to keep our concentration. Ball's been dead for a few seconds.
Yeah.
Or a minute or so.
Aaron Ramsey wants to come back on, but MEU's is poised. Went to Wigan in the transfer window for £2.5 million from Manchester City. George Williams beaten in the air.
Come on, we've got to get
Little
this.
nudge. Andorra free kick. 5 yards inside their own half. Lima was going to take, but no, the tallest man in the Andorra side. He looks like Lurch when he runs, doesn't he?
I think he's
Munsters.
stiffened up, Rob.
Yes.
96 minutes on this, plus more now.
3 minutes gone, but there'll be plenty more of the added 6. Because a minute or so, that was Ramsey injured. Free kick taken over the head of Lima.
Oh, that's a poor free kick,
and
wasn't
it's
it?
out for a throw-in.
That's got you. We should be putting that centre of the 18-yard box and asking questions of the Welsh defence, but inexperience of them maybe.
Aaron Ramsey, probably to some relief in his own mind, is being substituted. It's not been a happy 31st cap for him. He hasn't enjoyed this pitch one iota, and Emmett Hughes is coming on for his third cap.
Yeah, I think the thing is, Rob, on the match, I can think of plenty of times we've actually played really well away from home and not got anything, and we've not played particularly well tonight, and we're hopefully coming away with 3 points. And there we go when we got this man on the ball.
Oh, Bale's first pass. Oh, I don't know, 3, 4, 5. Oh, and then he's down
that is
in full flight.
That is shocking.
That's a yellow card for Martinez.
That is.
Well, if Real Madrid are watching this, they may put a complaint into the Andorran FA. Bale is still down. Christian Martinez has been booked.
Isn't it a thing, Rob, that you get a longer sentence for murder rather than attempted?
I don't know.
Well,
you know more about the criminal justice system than I do, Kevin.
Well,
it's not a conversation I ever thought we'd have high up in the Pyrenees.
Well, I do test you now and again.
So it's 6 players booked for Andorra, but they did score the first goal, and they've used any manner to maintain it. Bosnia have missed the penalty against Cyprus, who still lead 2-1. Little header on by George Williams. Bale almost got there. Lunged by Rubio, just took it away from the Real Madrid man.
You know, I'm looking at him and thinking, he's got a chance of playing some type of league, of a decent league, if you know what I mean.
Throw into Wales, down their left side, deep in Andorran territory. Taylor's going back though to his former Swansea teammate Davis, and Davis has gone all the way back to Hennessy. It's come to that in Andorra as Wales hold on to a precious 3 points. George Williams, good challenge, George Williams. He's left Rubio on the floor.
He's not even touched him in the face, Rob.
Little tap on the shoulder as he walks past by the teenager. I'm liking George Williams more and more. 95 minutes played. 96 they were due to play. Probably still 2 minutes left for Wales to hold out. 2-1 they lead. Well, you know what I mean. To hold on to a result. Ball forward. Davis has missed it. Riera turns. Andorra try to break down the right-hand side with Sanchez.
There's got an extra man this side. Got to come across Chris Gunter.
Now they have moved it left to Manero. Manero inside. Vieira holds it up. Wrexham have lost. Ball into the Wales penalty area, towards it. It's gone over the head of Riera. It's gone over the head of Neil Taylor.
There we go.
And the final whistle goes. Chris Coleman gets a hug from his coaching staff, but Wales have escaped by the skin of their teeth from an embarrassment here in the Pyrenees. Andorra took the lead, but it took 2 goals from the genius Gareth Bale to get Wales off to a win. Andorra 1, Wales 2, but that's only half of it, Kevin Ratcliffe.
Yeah, it certainly is. It wasn't the best of performances, but like I said before, Rob, we've actually played a lot better away from home and lost. I don't think we'll play as poorly as this at home or away and win. I just got lost a little bit from the start with the 3 centre-backs, the substitutions, you know, taking off Church and bringing on Ledley. There's a massive relief here for Chris Coleman, and like they should do, every single one of them players should go over to them fans, because there's 12 to 1400 supporters over there that have actually witnessed something that they don't.
And they've stuck with it.
They've stuck with it. Yeah, go and salute them, because they've been absolutely fantastic tonight. And unfortunately you haven't, but you've got 3 points, which is the most important thing, Rob. The 3 points are more important, because like I've said before, we've played a lot better and lost away from home.
Well, it's the first time Wales have started a European Championship qualifier with a win for 12 years, since Finland in Helsinki, when John Hartson and Simon Davis scored a 2-0 victory. They were absolutely battered that day, but they got away with it. Well, Wales have got away with it here. They haven't played well. They were in sight of a horrible shock as Andorra took the lead with a controversial 6-minute penalty. But Gareth Bale, who else, came to the rescue. A header on 23. A superb free kick with 8 minutes to go.
Edrychwch allan am eich gilydd.
Try to stay positive.
A little message or a little phone call can go a long way.
Don't keep your feelings to yourself.
Cefnogi ein gilydd.
Try and stick to your daily routine, even if you're at home.
Try to stay active.
Keep yourself occupied with things you enjoy doing at home.
Eat well and stay hydrated.
Keep talking to your teammates.
Because together
We are stronger.
Gorau chwarae.
Cyd chwarae.